رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا أبي القاسم محمد اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد
لا
وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين ولعنة الله على أعدائهم إلى قيام يوم الدين رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي أما بعد. Just in a few minutes, I want to remind myself and all of us that whenever there is a tragedy or whenever there is a situation that occurs in any part of the Muslim world in particular, and in general, any part of the world that affects the safety or the well-being of our fellow human beings, and in particular, our fellow believers, then it is all of our obligation to direct our attention, energies, and actions to play a constructive role in help. And in many cases, people think of help as being material assistance, but reality is that it is, first of all, intentions and dua that are important. There are many times when people are suffering in our own society or in other parts of the world, and we remember it the day it happens. But then next week, next month, so many things occur in our life. We get busy and the news media move on to another topic and we forget. So first is for our intentions to be aware of and to remember the needs and the suffering of other people. And that moves to dua. We should not forget those who are suffering and those who are in need in our du'as. The third stage is our material assistance. If we forget dua, then we are forgetting that our material assistance is only a means to a spiritual end. But if we do dua and we stop, then it is not a true dua, because I can only pray to Allah with sincerity if I myself care about the issue. Otherwise, if I say to Allah that, oh Allah, you help those who are suffering, but then Allah tells me, I have given you the ability, I have given you certain resources, certain funds, and you are not using them. Do you really care about those people? Do you really sincerely pray, or is it just a dua to make yourself feel better? And this is very beautifully described in Surah Al-Ma'arij in the Quran. Allah describes al-musallin, those people who pray. Musallin refers, of course, to our salat, but also to our dua that we recite in our salat and after our salat. The literal meaning of musalli is one who prays. So it incorporates both our 5 daily prayers and also the dua and the supplications that we ask Allah within our prayer and after our prayer. What is the attribute of those musallin? وَالَّذِينَ فِي أَمْوَالِهِمْ حَقٌّ مَعْلُومٌ لِلسَّائِلِ وَالْمَحْرُومِ. The people who pray are those who have a certain share of their wealth, which they say, I earned it, I own it, but it's not mine. This is devoted to those who ask me for assistance or those who are deprived, those who are in need, even if they may not come to me and ask, but I know they are in need. So my money, I have apportioned it to those who are worthy and those who are needy. According to the teachings of Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salatu wassalam, this is not talking about your zakat or about your khums or about your religious obligations. This is talking about a voluntary choice you make to help those who are in need. And it is a wonderful blessing of Allah that we have brothers and sisters in our community that saw a need when devastating floods came to Pakistan and the government and the international community was not able to meet the needs of the affected families, many of whom were living in poverty even before, many of whom are followers of Ahlul Bayt and are our sisters and brothers in faith. Elderly believers, young children, men and women who have suffered homelessness, loss of livelihood, loss of all of their worldly possessions. This was in the news months ago, but then it has fallen away from the front pages. Those of our believers who have remembered and continued to follow up and see how they can support, they have done all of us a service. They have done me and you a service, because now we can sign up, we can provide our dua and our material assistance in a more easy manner and in a more effective manner, where we know that our contribution is going to needy families and that it will be utilized to alleviate their suffering and give them a firm foundation, inshallah, for reestablishing their livelihood and supporting themselves, their communities, and their loved ones. So we owe our gratitude to those dedicated volunteers at Kauser who have followed up, have searched out the most effective ways to contribute, and opened a door for all of us. And now it is our obligation to show our gratitude by offering our support with our du'as, with our material contributions. We want our prayers to be accepted. And Allah has told us what is the attribute of those people who are truly worshippers and musallin. وَالَّذِينَ فِي أَمْوَالِهِمْ حَقٌّ مَعْلُومٌ. They have a set stage, a set portion of their budget, which is devoted to the sa'il wal mahrum, those who ask and those who are in need. And who is in more need than those families that have lost their homes, their livelihood, and everything that they owned due to the devastating floods that have taken place in Pakistan. So I hope that all of us will be able to stand up and do whatever we can to support, inshallah. May Allah bless the volunteers and those who initiated this effort, and all of those who have contributed and all of those who are or will contribute to this worthy cause. Jazakumullah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you so much for your enlightening speech and words of wisdom.